Hi guys. So I've done a very witchy, what I think looks put together but is actually really effortless look today, using my very favourite lipstick, which is this Burberry Brit in Oxblood. It's obviously the star of the show, and the eyes are just very minimal and warm, and the skin is very natural, and everything is just about the lipstick. Look how white it makes your teeth look. It's all an illusion. It's an illusion! It's all smoke and mirrors. One of my favourite things to do because you look put together yet you haven't really done much.
You're fresh, you're new, and you're out of there.
So it's a nice look for that. If you would like to know what and how I did, then follow me into this magical journey of this makeup tutorial.
And you'll see into your imagination.
Before we get started, I'm just going to try and create some sort of atmosphere because I'm really not feeling it right now, but the show must go on.
The show must go on.
So I was thinking of doing this look that I actually kind of do every now and then. I think it looks fairly put together with zero effort. I got the idea from, well, inspiration of, I'm flat out copying Burberry Brit, the brand. They brought out this beautiful lipstick, and they had like a makeup look that kind of went along with it.
Moisturising, yet it has a velvet finish.
And it looks super sort of put together without looking like you tried too hard, if you know what I mean, which is ironic because you tried hard to look put together without looking. It is what it is. But it's sort of like a dark, sort of almost gothic-y lip. Disclaimer, I meant on me because I have quite pale skin. With a warm, smudgy, I wouldn't say orange, it's in like that nude range kind of eye. We're just gonna cleanse our face with sage.
I am the sun and the air.
Before we do this, we're just getting all the bad energy. I keep a lot of my bad energy under my armpits. Do its thing for a bit. Okay. Also, I'm aware my room's kind of gross. I'm going to do a video about my poor lifestyle choices and about how I'm going to attempt to improve them. That's going to be my next thing. So we'll just get into it. Start off with, we need some moisturiser. I have like a whole shindig that I do for my face, but like I put acids and oils and all sorts of things to preserve me for 1,000 years. I'm just flicking this everywhere like it's holy water.
Be silent.
But first I'm just gonna like lightly tone. It's a tea tree oil toner. You know, like a random fact that tea tree oil toner doesn't actually really do anything. It was around the 1950s when women used to clean their face using cold cream.
This same kind of dirt was made just radioactive enough to register on a Geiger counter. And Dorothy Gray's Salon cold cream were used to remove this dirt.
to remove makeup or to moisturize their skin to prepare themselves. Cold cream had like an emollient kind of wax in it, so you'd need an alcohol-based toner to remove your cold cream, otherwise you'd have like oil residues. We don't do that anymore, so toner is sort of something we just waste money on. In saying that, some people think the water content in toner helps your moisturiser absorb into your skin better. I've heard French facialists say that.
Prepare your skin to receive the product. Thermal water. It's a clean water.
And tea tree oil is like a anti-inflammatory, antiseptic kind of oil, so I pop a little bit of that on. I think this has glycerin in it as well, and glycerin also helps make your face a little bit tacky. For moisturiser, I'm just going to use a fairly dewy one. I've got two moisturisers I wear before I do my makeup. Might as well show you. Not what this is about though. But it's just a QV moisturiser. They're from the chemist. They're really cheap. But most dermatologists will recommend QV because moisturiser just holds in whatever oils you've put in or on underneath. It's more of a barrier. It doesn't really penetrate an awful lot, not like how we think it does. And then I use BADESCU Buttermilk moisturiser, and this is quite dewy, probably a little bit too dewy for my skin, but I don't put a lot on like it. But this one's quite matte. That was the point. That was actually the point I'm trying to make. This one's sort of a dewy moisturiser. That's very matte if I don't want to have too much shim. Either or. It doesn't really matter for what I'm doing today, but I'm just going to use this one because it goes on easy. So use the teeniest, weeniest little amount. So I'm just selecting a primer. Just going to use Bobbi Brown Vitamin Enriched Face Base. I've used this before on this channel, but I think for the foundation that I'm going to use, this is going to get along with it the best. Okay, here's where things get exciting, and this is a little bit of a sneak peek of what's to come, but I managed to get my hands on Glossier, which is a super big deal in Australia because we we can't get it over here. So to order it, you need to pay, if you're going to use Postmate, it costs about like $1 million to get it shipped to an address in America that's not yours, like a PO box, and then get it shipped from America over here. Like, so why buy it? Like, it almost costs as much as whatever you're buying from Glossier. It costs the same in shipping, pretty much, is the easiest way to work it out. So that to me wasn't worth it. So I bought this off of eBay, which was a bit of a risk because eBay is known for having lots of fake makeup on there. But this seems pretty genuine to me. Authentic box, authentic bottle, authentic texture. I don't think it's a fake. And I've already used it once. I'm going to do a whole Glossier review thing because I'm making YouTube channels and I don't think you are allowed to make YouTube channels without doing a Glossier review. I've used this and it's super amazing for me. I don't love foundation anyway. I think too much foundation makes you look like hard-edged corporate woman or like a girl who's had her makeup done for a formal, but like that real, I don't really like it. I like my skin to look like skin, and I think the problem is a lot of the time in these tutorials or Instagram, people look great with a ring light in front of them, you know, posing like that, but then as soon as they're in real life and making facial expressions and in sunlight, you look disgusting, like it looks caked on. And I mean, if you love a big cake face, like, and that's your thing, cool, but I don't like that. Anyway, so this to me was perfect. It's like just a little bit more than what your skin tone is, and it's, some people say it was like oily. I don't think it's oily. Look, let's put it on how they do it in the thing. And the whole idea of Glossier's whole approach, I guess, is like anti what the current makeup situation is, as trends tend to do. It's very just like, oh, use your natural beauty and like just minimally shine on through and rub it in with your fingers and, you know, easy sort of situation. So it does actually, you wouldn't believe it, but it does actually 100% rub in with your fingers so well that I have a beauty blender sitting there in my drawer, not even interested in using it because it just goes straight on in. And you can see like just that little bit that I used was almost even too much. So, you know what, as well, I think it was actually better without the primer when I used it the first time. I don't think it needs the primer. It might work better with a Glossier product, but when I just put it on, I put it on in the car while driving. I know, sue me.
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
I'm going to have to take that off. That's not working together. Can you see? It's splitting the consistency of the Glossier. So that nourishing primer obviously doesn't work with Glossier. I'm going to have to start again. Okay, we're back. Okay, we're back. We're back to exactly where we just started from. Eyes are a little bit red from speed washing my face. I've just put a little bit of moisturiser on. Or it's just dabbing my tears. Story of my life. What I would say about Glossier as well though, the foundation anyway, I haven't tried anything else in the world. Because you won't ship to Australia, Glossier, not bitter about it, is that I think it's definitely the sort of thing, the foundation that you want to use with a concealer. I've ordered in their concealer just because I think the whole idea is that you wear the lightest of foundations and then you just conceal any imperfections. So your skin looks like skin, but just concealing out whatever, like, you know, if you've got dark circles or pimples or whatever your deal is. Okay, I don't have their powder, but that's their setting powder. But I will, in time. Glossier, I will have you.
And you will be mine.
But I've got some more products that I've ordered and I'll do a review of them later. Too Faced. Oh, I forgot to conceal. I don't like this concealer, it's just the only one I have. I don't really use concealer, but with the Glossier foundation, I would use 100% use concealer, and I've ordered their concealer. I got like this weird redness on my chin going on, and I'm like, can you see that on my neck? I think it's because I've went a bit too hard with my salicylic acid face wash. So I need to maybe stop doing that. I'm wondering if maybe I'm allergic or hypersensitive to salicylic acid, because I've been using it for a while now and really trying to stick it out, and my face just is not accepting it. So at what point do you say enough's enough and just give in? I'm not going to put this around my eyes. I think it makes my eyes look creasy. Just enough to get rid of the unwanted shine and set my foundation. Contour. Bit of contour, not too much. Chisel out the face. I'm sure by this stage we all know how to contour, don't we? Like, it's been crammed down our throats to the point of, you know, gagging on contour. We all can thoroughly frickin' contour. Just gonna use a little bit of Moonstone by BECCA for my highlight. Oh, I forgot to contour my nose. What was I thinking? I have to use a pen like that. For contour, I'm just using this colour. It's Devine in the Venus palette. Actually turned out to be my favourite contour colour out of everything that I've used anyway. So I'm just tidying up the sides with Thanks for Latte just to... I've got a very red nose and I don't know what's exactly going on. My skin feels a bit warm as well.
Some genetic mutations introduced by Neanderthals were not beneficial to humans.
BECCA Moonstone, down the bridge. Like a little bit of highlight above my eyebrow bone. Brows. I really want to get the Kush Brow Gel by Milk or the Boy Brow by Glossier. I'm not sure which one yet. I'm a little bit worried that if I get the blonde colour, it's going to be a bit orangey or a bit warm for my skin tone. So I might have to go to the ashier colour. Either that or get the clear one. But then, I don't know, what's the point? But for now, I use this. Yes, I'm obsessed with Glossier. Okay? I'm obsessed. And the fact that I can't have it. Fairly fluffy, bushy eyebrows. Bring them down. Fill them in. I have like blonde patches, so I go in pretty hard. You don't need to do this if you have not translucent eyebrows. I think fairly bushy eyebrows, like thick, but what I mean by bushy is fairly thick eyebrows look good for this, because you're about to have like a bold lip. I don't really colour in the front, because otherwise they look too blockish. I just kind of like brush it through. I'm not going to do blush for this look. I'm using a transition shade called Transition by VOSS Holy Grail. Like, that's what it's called. But it probably is as well. Fairly fluffy little brush. Probably got like a million other pigments from every other time I've done my makeup, and I never wash my brushes because I'm disgusting. Going under my eye. Going, are you kidding me? Bit of hashtag. Gonna be my main colour. So yeah, it's like a fairly warm kind of thing. Hashtag orange colour. Are you kidding me? Warm pastel brown. Next I'm just going to get a thin little pointy brush. And a brown shade, the brown shade that I've got, which is Teddy Bear. And I'm just going to use that as my eyeliner. Also, I lick the end. You can spray this with a brush, but, you know, it's my makeup. Blend it in. Blend it in. I've got like a weird thing in my eye, so I've got to cover that up a bit. With this brown eyeliner thing, I'm just trying to kind of follow the natural, like where my lashes will end up. I'm going to smoke out the bottom end a bit as well with Are You Kidding Me? Something going on somewhere. I'm just going to use a bit of Moonstone for my inner eye corner. I don't want to make it too shimmery though. I would prefer like a cream one if I had it or could be bothered finding something like that. No, it doesn't look like we've done a lot, but by the time you put your lipstick on, it all will come together. Misting it with a bit of Rosewater. I use one by NATIO. This is the lipstick I was talking about, and if you're ever going to spend some money on a nice lipstick, this is the one to do it with. Like, this is your date night, power, going for a job interview. I sound like an absolute wanker. This is a nice lipstick. So It's Oxblood. It's matte, but it's creamy and soft, and I don't know if this matters to anyone else, but it's got a magnetized little, so this, it feels like magic. Anyway, it's got the very soft Burberry sort of imprint. It smells like floral skincare. I wear it very smudgy. I really need to get the lip liner for it, but the lip liner is as much as the lipstick, or almost. The lip liner is like $40, the lipstick was like about $50, so, but I would like it. So when I do dark lipstick, I do like a cross at my Cupid's bow, and then I do that, and then I just try and get the sides in, and then I smudge out the edges so it doesn't look so harsh. Okay. That's one. I'm underlining my bottom lip a little bit because my lips are huge. I'm going to go get some toilet paper to blot it, and I'll smudge it out a little bit. So blotting, could blend it out with a Q-tip, but how wasteful, like a plastic thing that lasts for 1,000 years in this earth for the sake of one day of you putting on your lipstick is insane. So just use your biodegradable toilet paper and get over yourself, you know? Don't be that person. That's all I'm doing instead of a Q-tip. Not really upsetting my life that much, is it? What I actually like about this lipstick as well is as it starts to wear off a little bit, it looks better. Does that make sense? Like it wears in. Mascara. This is just a yellow Clinique powder. I'm just going to blot my shiny bits that I don't want to be shiny. This is really good for people that have very pink skin like me. It's not too overwhelming. Mascara. I get my eyelash curler. I've got my hairdryer. 15 seconds, 15 seconds. And then test it on your skin. Don't burn your eyeballs off because you watched my video. Alright, we're there. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 and 9 and 12, 11 and 13. Best mascara ever. MCO. I thought it was Model Co. I think they're two different brands. Don't sue me. But MCO, really good. I get it from Australian supermarkets. It's got that lengthening thing in it. It doesn't test on animals, and it's about $13 for this little bottle, and I think it's super good. And it separates your lashes without getting clumpy, but lengthens them. So it's the best of all worlds. And this one's getting pretty old and gross, so it's due for me replacing it. Getting a little bit chunky, but that's not the mascara's fault. It's my fault. I need to replace it. How many times do I have to say that it's not the mascara's fault? Now we reflect upon what we've done. We're out. So we're done. That's the look. I hope you enjoyed it. My next video I'm going to make, hopefully, if I can get my act together, it's actually ironically about me not having my act together and how I'm going to improve it. So thanks for hanging around. And I'll see you next time. Bye.